Hi guys, it's Lisa and I am here today to talk about something. Someone requested that I do a video about this subject, and it is menopause and perimenopause. Now, Mahogany Brown did a video about the changes that she's been experiencing whatever, and she asked me to give my opinion, or not really opinion, but my experiences. And it took forever to get to this video, but it's here finally. So I would leave her video link down below so you guys can go and watch it, and then you'll understand what I'm saying. So we get right into this. Now, perimenopause. It's basically leading up to menopause. It's all of the symptoms that you experience during that time, and it usually starts between 40 and 50, something like that. But some women experience it starts a little earlier. I particularly started in my 40s. I was 42 years old when I started to have the symptoms, and I'll go into the symptoms in a minute. And I was 44 when I hit menopause. Menopause is when you officially stop having your periods for a full year. So if you're having a period, not having a period for 11 months, and in that 12th month you have one, you're still in perimenopause. So when you're completely done with your periods for a year, a whole year, then you hit menopause. And then afterwards it's called postmenopausal. Okay, so we're going to start with perimenopause. There's some of the symptoms, and I actually wrote them down because different women experience different things. So it says change in periods, so your period starts to change. Mine didn't change, it just kind of stayed the same. Hot flashes. Yes, the first one I ever experienced started from my waist, and it went up, radiated towards my face. So what it felt like is like a burst of, like you're standing in front of a heater and it's blowing full blast into your face from your waist up. That's what it feels like. Now for me, after being postmenopausal for a while, I feel it just in this area from here up instead of from the waist up. So supposedly, after menopause is over in the 50, usually 50, 51 years old, it's over. And usually for most people, for me, that wasn't the case. Like I said, for when I turned 44, mine was completely done. So I was over it. I've been postmenopausal for 10 years now because I'm 54. Yeah, I said 54, damn it. What? Anyway, supposedly the hot flashes or the symptoms diminish, or they're completely gone. Mine have not completely gone, but they are diminished. I don't feel them as often as I used to, and it's not as intense. So it doesn't last as long either. So yeah, mine have changed, but they're not completely gone. All right, so the next one would be night sweats. I did have night sweats in a sense, not in a sense where some people report that they have to get up and change the sheets and change the pajamas or whatever. I didn't have it like that, but I did get really hot, and I had a fan and a heater, and I had remote control. I would put the fan on when I had a hot flash. After it was over, I got really cold, so I would turn on my heater. So I'm doing like this, and even now, still to this day, I do that sometimes. If for some reason you get really chilly afterwards, but yeah, what else? So I had to learn to dress in layers, because you get hot, you take off stuff. And then as you cool down, you can put the sweater or whatever back on. So the next one is insomnia. Now, when I was going through perimenopause, I did not have insomnia. I have insomnia now really, really bad. And it is after menopause for me, like I said before, and I have insomnia now. So fatigue, tiredness, not so much. I didn't really experience that too much. Anxiety, mood swings, irritability, and depression. I didn't have depression, or I had irritability really bad. And also mood swings. It was just part of the process. So I actually spoke to my family members, my ex-husband at the time, because they don't understand what's going on with you if you don't let them know. So I told them about what was happening, and I also printed up some information from a site, and I gave them copies. I gave them sites to go and look and understand and read. So that way, sometimes, if you can read it for yourself, you can really understand it better than if somebody's telling you. So that's what helped my family along, and I let them know that, it's not you, it's what I'm going through. If I seem short or whatever with you, it's because of this, not because of you. I mean, there were times when I would tell my son, or I tell anybody around me, be quiet, I'm hot. Any little thing irritated me, from somebody's voice or just music or just whatever. Just at different times, different things irritated me. So if you, like I said, if your family members are, they're not understanding, just let them know and let them go and read some things. Okay. It's a lot of things on the internet these days that talks about the symptoms and all that stuff. So they should understand. It says a feeling of being invisible and loss of confidence. I didn't experience that so much, so I can't really speak on that. A feeling decreased libido. Now, or it says, or sex drive. Now, with that, I didn't really experience that prior to, because I was celibate, so I didn't know. Now, I can say that after being, after menopause, postmenopausal, there are times, yes, when that is true. So I think there's some medication you can get for that. You talk to your doctor about that. Vaginal dryness. That also can happen, especially after menopause, because your estrogen levels are low. The ovaries are not producing as they used to, and your estrogen levels are low, so that causes vaginal dryness. And it can also cause something called vaginal atrophy, and that's basically like the thinning of the vaginal walls, and it causes dryness. And sometimes you might experience like light bleeding after you have sex and stuff like that. That is also normal, but there's something that can be done to kind of ease some of that. It might be painful intercourse, whatever. I haven't experienced that, but you can talk to your doctor about that also. So all of this is leading up to menopause and going beyond menopause. So different things, people experience different things at different times. Every little thing that you read may not be your symptom at that time. Some of these symptoms may be afterwards. Some symptoms may stop afterwards. So it just depends on the person. Now it says breast tenderness. That's true. Mine did get tender. Bloating a little bit. Increased PMS. Now this is before. I didn't experience any of that. I'm assuming they mean whatever symptoms that you have, during your period or whatever, before your period comes. I didn't have any of that ever. So aches and pains in the muscles and joints. Yes, I do. I still experience that. And it says urinary leakage or urgency. Yes, there's been times when I felt like I really, really had to go, and then it was just a little bit when I did go. So yeah, that's true. That part is true. So that's perimenopause and menopause. is almost the same in a sense, but not as intense. So I hope this helps somebody. I can't think of anything else that I needed to share. Of course, if you have, if there's dryness there are products that you can use. KY jelly. What else? Replens or something like that, I think it's called. They're different products, but you can talk to your doctor about all that stuff, and he or she can give you some advice, great advice. But we're going to talk about vaginal atrophy, and that's basically vaginal dryness, vaginal burning, not from vaginal discharge, genital itching, burning with urination, urgency with urination, more urinary tract infections. I haven't experienced any of that. A little bit of the dryness, but and the urgency, urinary incontinence, basically meaning you can't control and you go to the bathroom on yourself sometimes. I haven't experienced that. I've had a friend that does. Light bleeding after intercourse, discomfort with intercourse, decreased vaginal lubrication during sexual activity, which is the same as dryness, shortening and tightening of the vaginal canal, which basically means it shrinks. So all of that is normal. And it says that nearly half of the women experience some of this after menopause. So it's not anything that you need to be ashamed of, or you thinking that there's something wrong with me, because it is normal. So you can talk to your doctor about it. If your husband is not understanding, like I said, direct him to some of these websites, or have your doctor speak to him, or whatever, however you communicate, to let him know that this is not just you pretending that you really, there's something wrong with him or whatever. It's normal. So, and also with your children, depending on their ages, of course, you're not gonna tell your 1-year-old that, because they're not gonna really understand that anyway. But yeah, there's lots of resources out there now. There are more out there now than when I was going through it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, I think. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay, it says here, a drop in estrogen levels can occur after menopause, which we talked about during the years leading up to menopause, was just perimenopause. After a surgical removal of both ovaries, like a hysterectomy, pelvic radiation therapy as for cancer, after chemo, and as a side effect of breast cancer, of a breast cancer hormonal treatment. So there are other reasons why you would have vaginal atrophy, which is dryness, other than menopause. All right, so there are different risk factors also, which is smoking, no vaginal birth if you've never given birth vaginally, and then it says no sexual activity, which I found interesting. It says sexual activity with or without a partner increases the blood flow and makes your vaginal tissues more elastic. So if you're not getting any, then it might cause it to be dry and shrink, and I wouldn't say shrink, but yeah, all that. So yeah, anyway, like I said, that's pretty much it. I've already gone over everything else that it says here, but look it up if you're interested in learning more about, what's happening to you or what's going to happen to you. My girlfriend is 60 plus years old. She has not experienced a hot flash a day in her life. Some women don't. Some women do. Some women have them really, really bad. Some women don't. I've not had them to the point where I've had to seek medical attention or have any kind of pills or anything, take any kind of medication. I do know that there is this one medication, I think it's called iCool, that one of my friends actually takes, and she says it works for her. Like I said, everybody's different, so you get what works for you. Talk to your doctor, and you guys discuss that. I have not had to have any of them. I've been able to handle my symptoms without having medication. So I guess it is possible for some women. Anyway, guys, I done said that. I'm going so many times that this is done. Anyway, that's it. So, guys, if you have any questions, if you want me to answer any questions, just leave them down below. And I will talk to you guys later. So take care. Be good. Try to be good. But if you can't be good, be good at it. See? And ooh. Oh goodness. This girl is on fire.